elections are important. You'll never see me telling people, write it off, your vote doesn't matter. I'll never tell people that. But people are elevating an election to this is make or break. If your party or your politician doesn't win or get growth in this election, it's the end of the world. Certain parties are literally called it the second 1994.
Yeah. 2024 is our 1994.
But everyone forgets that before every single election, that is the rhetoric. In 2019, this was the most important election since 1994.
Sure.
2014 was the most important election since 1994. 2009 was the most important election since 1994. And I can guarantee you 2029 will be the most important election since 1994. And I just want to stay clear from that type of rhetoric because it builds so much, it puts all your people's eggs in one basket. And they think it convinces people that elections are the only way towards change. And that I really want to make this clear that people don't misunderstand. Elections are not a way to change. They can be an avenue to change, but part of multiple ways of achieving change.
Yeah.
I think it's very reckless and irresponsible to frame them as the only way.
Yeah.
Because let's say you convince now millions of people that if this election their party does not win, then it's the end of the world, then nothing will change, or things will get worse. Now that happens in the election, what are those people going to do? They're going to be completely hopeless. Sure. They're going to write off the entire system and say, well, there's no way to make any difference. I'm just going to go lock my doors and sit in my home and try to survive because now it's the end of the world.
And it's been happening.
It's happening. That's the type of mentality.
People are not voting.
Yeah.
Because they're losing faith in the system.
Yeah. But it's because of this type of irresponsible rhetoric of people building up every single election as the most important one and convincing people that elections are the only way to bring about change. Yeah. So that's why I say, go vote, go support your party, but do something more. We can't live in a country where people think, and there are generally people that think this, that once every 5 years, you go stand in a line for 20 minutes, 30 minutes, depending on where you go vote, maybe an hour, and then you go make your little X, and then that was your contribution to the community. You've done your part. You go back, crack open a beer, pat yourself on the back, says, Penuel,
I did it, boy. I voted. Check my thumb.
I did my part. The post-social media picture, very, very important. So now people get lulled into this illusion that they're doing their part. They're bringing about change. I'm like, you did the bare minimum. Like I said, don't write it off. Go vote. Yeah. But understand you're doing the bare minimum. There are other things you need to be doing. You need to be seeing, are there organizations in my community making a difference? Go support them. Are there individuals in my community that are trying to make it a better place, that are trying to bring about change outside party politics? Go support them. Let's say you don't have the money to support them. Well, then at least go talk to them and say, how can I help in any way? We talked about this last time. Can I volunteer 30 minutes this week towards your...
That's the note I just put down now, yeah.
People, when you're convinced that elections are the only way and making your little X is your sacrifice, that's the major sacrifice that you're making. You're not going to do that. You say, I already voted. Why should I go now do something more? Why should I go out of my way to do more? Well, I want to put the hard truth on the table that people need to start realizing they're doing the bare minimum and there's a lot more they should be doing. But as Philip Buys always says, you do what you can with what you have. I'm not expecting, I think last time we talked about this as well, not expecting people to now start donating all their life savings to good causes and quitting their job to become a philanthropist. I understand everyone has financial limits, time limits, responsibility limits, everything. But you do what you can with what you have, even if that's a little bit.
People on the ground, when they vote, will remember the people that were at the funerals, that were at the weddings, that they go to church with. When I got a job in municipality, when my brother got a tender, whether he's corrupt or not, etc., etc. And when it's time to vote, this is now outside of social grants and RTPs, because those are normally what we speak about. But look, the ANC, social grants, RTPs, that's why they vote for them. And you're like, but that's stupid. They're destroying the country. Sometimes it's actually that emotional. We've never seen the DA at our funeral. My mother passed away, and the people that came to comfort us and brought biscuits and tea were EFF people. When my brother was getting married, the people that were there celebrating with us were EFF people. And you're like, maybe I'd become a bit detached living in the suburbs to be like, okay, maybe I'm missing some of these things. And you're raising this because, and I was listening to the conversation we had in Oranje with Meneer Karel Boshoff, where he was speaking about the idea of a community of communities, South Africa. And it's the people that are doing the work in the community in the long run are always going to rise to the top like cream. And we need to go back to community work. And anyone, if we're speaking politically, which I know you don't want us to speak about and don't like us speaking about, and I understand, if anyone is actually looking to really, really dethrone the ANC or challenge them, including some of the more seemingly white parties, you're going to have to get on the ground. You're going to have to get your hands dirty, and you're going to have to be visible in front of the people. They may not like you. They may think you're racist or you represent an agenda, but they'll be like, but they were there. When we were protesting, they were there. When we had issues, they were there. And some of our neighbors, black, colored, Indian, white, it doesn't matter. These are some of the people in my township, my black neighbor who helped fill the pothole, who's doing neighborhood watch. Yeah. He's a DA guy. He's a Freedom Front Plus guy. So I can hate them, but they're volunteering at schools. Yeah, I just wanted to make that point.